Hello, my YouTube friends, and welcome to, I guess it'll be a WIP Chat, I think. Yeah, and I think most of you know it, but a WIP is a work in progress, and chat is, well, me talking your ear off for a while, right? Right. So, I'm getting to the end point of my Drills and Chills and Festival of Witches diamond painting. I mean, this is the last row. So, yay! I just earlier today found my next diamond painting that I will be doing. It will be a rainbow bridge diamond painting that I bought off of AliExpress. Yeah, you'll see this bridge going up to heaven, and there will be, silhouettes of cats on either side. I will try to find the picture for when I will do I think I will do a kit up and chat for that one so that I could show you the diamond painting. I really, really like it. I don't think that I would have bought it today because it's a double-sided adhesive, and I really, really prefer poured glue. But I bought it and I want to finish it now. I also have another poured glue diamond painting that I will finish before moving on to my poured glue diamond paintings. I have two other poured glue diamond paintings from AliExpress that I will be doing before I start my Diamond Art Club and my one from Enabler's Outpost, because I would hate to make them and then won't be able to go back to the cheaper ones, right? So yes, this is I don't think she has a name. I just call her Halloween Witch. She's gorgeous. So I have my Unimate tray, and I have 3 pens that I use because I like the different things that I have in it. I have these 2 are from C'est Plus Beau Tours, and then this one is a cat-eared diamond painting pen that I bought because I wanted to try multi-placing, and this one is a 2-placer, and I was quite sure that I would manage to place 2 drills at a time. So, and I really like it. It's thin, and I like that. In this one, I have patty wax in my single placer. The sweet Robin sent me a box of different wax alternatives, and I found out that I really, really like patty wax. This is jelly beans. And in my multi-placer, I have some sort of putty. I don't know what putty this is. And then in this one, I put my own putty in. I just made some putty yesterday with a lavender scent. I made it from this tack, and I really like it. It's doing the popping sound that I really like. Listen, it's not so loud. And then in here I have my sticks to anything glue dots, and I really, really like that one. I also have some regular glue dots, but they are nearly impossible to buy here in Denmark. So, yeah. But sometimes they stick too well, so they won't let go of the drill. There you go. I like the popping sound, but I really like the popping sound from the patty wax as well. It's almost the same as the glue dots. So, yeah, and then I have my knockoff Elizabeth Ward that I bought from a Danish diamond painting boutique. Sadly, they don't carry licensed diamond painting. They buy them from China, and I think from AliExpress stores, I think. But these I like. I like these Elizabeth wood trays. What else? I have some of this paper, double-sided release paper that I use. I have my tweezers. And yeah, I think that's what I'm using. It is, yes. So, a lot of you are new to my channel. I mean, I got 100% new followers now, subs, since I joined Shay and Randy this Sunday at Shay's Live. When we started that live, I had 66 subs, and now I have, I think, 136 or 37. So I'm blown away by the amount of new subscribers that I have. And I'm not really sure, you know, how much I should, you know, tell about myself, because most of you don't really know me, right? So, you all know that my name is Mia. I am 43 years old and I live in Denmark. I'm married to David. We've been married 15 years, been together 19 years. And we live in a teeny tiny village just outside of a, well, it's not a big city. It's a small city called Fredericia in Denmark. It is situated in Jylland. And we live just by the 2 bridges to Funen. So we live pretty much in the middle of Denmark. I am well, in Denmark we call it an early retiree, but you call it I'm on disability. Well, that's what the Americans would say, that I'm on disability. Because I have a rare genetic disorder. I have a syndrome called Klippel-Feil syndrome, which means that from birth some of my vertebrae was fused, and that can give you all sorts of issues. And also you can have issues with your heart and your kidneys and your reproductive systems. You can have missing limbs, you can have missing muscle tissue. I mean, basically you can have everything, because the thing is that with Klippel-Feil syndrome there is a blockage of blood flow in the fetus at I think it's a week 4 to 8. There's a blockage of the blood flow in the fetus, and then depending on how long that blockage lasts, it could make all sorts of havoc in that tiny fetus. Klippel-Feil syndrome is pretty rare. It's only one in about 42,000 people being born that has this disease or illness or infliction or condition. See, I don't know what to call it, because it's not an illness, right? Illness is something that you can get over, like pneumonia or flu or whatever. So it's not an illness. Then you have a disease. I'm not sure. I always end up not knowing what to call it. But for a lot of people who have Klippel-Feil syndrome, they would never know it, because they have 2 vertebrae that are fused. And this is in your neck vertebrae. So you have two vertebrae that are fused, and you don't have any mobility issues or pain issues. So you'll only know this if you get a picture taken of your neck, of your bones, of what's it called? I forgot it right now. Like an MRI or something, and they will find out that you have fused vertebrae. So that's the way most people find out. I think like, is it 75% of all with Klippel-Feil syndrome who will never find out. And then there are people who, have two vertebrae grown together, or maybe more, who has either pain issues or mobility issues. They are like, what, 15-20%? So now we're up to 90 or 95% of all the people with Klippel-Feil. And then there's the ones like me, who, I jokingly said, well, if you have to have it, well, then do it good, right? So I have my cervical vertebrae from C4 to C7 is fused from birth. And then I had a, what's it called? Where the disc pops out. You know what I mean. So my vertebrae C3 to C4 is also fused because the bone grew together. Yeah, it did. So, and then also I have T2 and T3 has also grown together, or fused together from birth. And then for, I think, was it 2 years ago, I found out that I have spina bifida in my lumbar area. And then also I have a big hemorrhage in that area as well. So all of a sudden it made a lot of sense why my lumbar area hurt that much. But I can't do anything about it, and that's life, as long as I know why something hurts, then I understand it, and I know nothing can be done about it. So that's my life. Also, I have missing, I don't know, can you really see it? I have missing muscle tissue in my left hand. Can you see how it's, it goes in there and it's different over here in my right? I think it's called something, thumb hyplasia something. But it basically means that I'm missing a lot of muscle tissue here, and I have I can't bend my thumb more than this. Like, this is like the most I can bend it. Then I can go all the way down, like over here I can bend it, My right, I can really bend it, and I can use my right hand. But my left hand is basically, I have no fine motor skills in my left hand. I can do, I can dry things off, and I can lift things and stuff like that. But I can do, fine motor skill stuff with my left hand. So I'm a righty by birth. When we were younger, I remember in school they wanted us to try to use our other hand in writing, and I couldn't even get a grip on it, on the pen that we were supposed to use. Like, you write like this, and I can't even, I can't get it to sit normal in my left hand. So I was just like total child's writing. Oh my God. And my teacher was like, oh, why can't you? Oh, yes, that's right. You have this weird thing with your left hand. And I knew that. I have noticed that pretty young, even though that I didn't get my diagnosis until I was 33. If you go watch I think it's called my first YouTube video or something. It's from, I don't know, 3 or 4 months back. It lasts an hour, and it pretty much tells my story of finding my diagnosis. So you can listen to that one if you want to know more about my life. Yeah. So I didn't know that I had this condition growing up, and I did a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have done because I didn't know. And today I would really, really wish that somebody had done something to figure out why I was hurting so bad and why there was stuff that I couldn't do. But nobody did. So I'm just, grateful that it didn't end up worse than it did. I mean, had I known from an early childhood, then maybe I wouldn't be on disability today. Who knows? I mean, I can't know for sure. But maybe if I had, known what not to do, it would have been easier on my body. I mean, I shouldn't have worked in an, senior home where we were lifting people from their beds and stuff like that. I shouldn't have done that. And also I did a lot of gymnastics where, where we would fall and end on our necks and stuff like that. I shouldn't have done that either. But I loved it, and I didn't know that it could have been dangerous for me. So I just loved it, and I wasn't thinking that I was hurting any worse than the rest of my peers in gymnastics. We were all hurting sometimes from the things that we did, or when we had little injuries and stuff like that. But yeah. So I got sick from working in the senior homes, and I ended up needing to get a new education. So I chose to become a social worker, which I loved. I loved this education. I loved working with people. I always wanted to work with people. Before I got sick, I worked as a gymnastics trainer for different abled kids. Isn't that what we're supposed to say today? In Denmark, we say handicapped gymnastics. And I loved it. I also did swimming. Taught kids to go in the water and taught them to swim, even though I'm a lousy swimmer myself. But most of it was really to get them in the water and feel confident in the water and teach them that maybe they could move around more easily in this lukewarm water than they could up on ground. So I have always loved working with people. Yeah. So that's why I wanted it to become a social worker. During my education, I worked with young people from 18 to 25, and I worked with fugitives who fled from all parts of the world. And I found it inspiring, and I found it, giving, because I knew that I used my knowledge to help them move on in their lives. And that was what I wanted. Then I got sick again. This time it was my mental health that suffered because of stuff happening in my childhood, I was very perfectionistic. I needed things to be a certain way. You know, everything had to be perfect. And if it wasn't perfect, it wasn't, you know, I couldn't turn in a paper or something if I didn't feel it was perfect. And I needed to have, you know, very good grades. Otherwise, people would be disappointed in me. I mean, that was how I felt. And, you know, a lot of stuff was happening. You know, I was declining myself, and I had friends who died from cancer, and my father's aunt, who was like a grandparent to me, died. And, you know, a lot of stuff happened in my life, and I didn't have time to grieve, or I didn't have time to process what was going on with me. So I just kept, you know, pushing, because I was, you know, almost finished with my education. I was writing my bachelor's degrees paper, and that was going, oh my God. We had so many issues, me and my writing partner. She had sick kids, and the people that we were going to interview didn't show up, or something. We wrote about, you know, violence within not only Muslim families, but, you know, this honor-related violence. So the women that we were interviewing were living in, you know, safety homes so that their families couldn't get to them. And sometimes they had to move again and again because their families found them. It was, you know, we knew it would be rough, but I don't think we realized how rough it would be. And then that on top of everything else in my private life, then I just declined. I mean, in the end, my stress was so bad that I didn't sleep. Like, I don't know, I think maybe if I got a lot of sleep, I got like an hour interrupted sleep during the night. And I mean, I don't know if you can function on an hour interrupted sleep, but I know I can't, and I couldn't then either. And it ended up with me, you know, having these horrible thoughts about how everybody would be better off if I wasn't here, because I wasn't good enough, and nobody wanted me, and, you know, it was bad, and I knew that these thoughts was wrong. So then I think it was one evening, I just broke down in front of David and told him that I didn't think that I would be able to give in this bachelor paper, and how bad I really was, you know, how I felt. And he was like, he had not seen this coming. He didn't know how I was feeling, because I was walking around with all these thoughts and feelings inside of myself, you know. I didn't want it to inflict all my thoughts and feelings on others, because then I wouldn't be perfect. So, yeah. That was in January of 2010, and I've been home since then. The stress was really, really bad, and I went to my doctor, and he was pretty much, yeah, here, take these sleeping pills and everything will be all right. And I remember asking him, can I take these pills with the pain medication that you're giving me? Oh, yes, no problems. You can just blah, blah. And then I went and got them, and I read the paper inside of it, and no, I could not take this sleeping pills. And I was like, well, now what? And he was like, well, yes, you can just talk to some friends and family and everything will be better. And I'm like, so you're not sending me to get help? So no, you're a strong person. You can do this. I mean, and I was so far out that I didn't have the strength to fight him, you know. I just went home and stayed home. Yeah. And then at the same time as this happened to me, my father-in-law, David's dad, got cancer. Was diagnosed with cancer. And my sister's stepdad, who had adopted her, also got cancer at the same time. So, you know, there was so much going on, and I felt like that I was never given time to heal, you know. When I was worst off, I didn't even know how to dress myself. You could give me a pair of socks, and I would have no idea how to, you know, put them on my feet. I had no idea. I was so confused, and I was so far out that basically I was just there. So yeah, we got our Abyssinian cat, I don't know, a month and a half later, and he helped me start to heal because I had to get up, you know, to take care of this teeny tiny baby who we had bought. So he helped me to get up in the morning, and, you know, he helped me smile and to start to I don't know, understand and heal. And here in Denmark, we can go on sick leave if you have work or something, and then you can go on, I don't know, you get money from the state if you're out of work or something like that, and you didn't make your own safety system. And for some reason, because I was married to David, they were like, yeah, he's making so much money, so you're not getting anything from us. So basically, I had to ask David to pay my bills and to pay medication and stuff like that. So he had to work even harder. And, you know, I was calling to this office every day. I felt like every day for a month, you know, to make them do something, to help me, to do something. And every time I just got another excuse. It was so rough. I was so scared that David would break down as well. So I just kept pushing. And also, that was around in 2012, I started, you know, my journey to find out what was wrong with me. And I was still fighting this system in Denmark, who basically said, yeah, well, if you just get it together, you can go out and take a job. And I really couldn't, because everything was hurting so bad by then. My brain was hurting, my body was hurting, everything was hurting. So, you know, when I finally got my diagnosis in December of 2012, it was a relief. Because now I could go back to my doctor, I could go to the system, and I could go, you see, I'm not faking it. I actually have an illness. I have a disease, and that is why everything hurts so bad, because it just wouldn't believe me. And yeah, and then my doctor agreed to send me to a pain clinic where they're helping you to find the right medication. They help you to understand your pain and to live with your pain. I had 12 sessions with a therapist. In the beginning, I doubted that this sweet, sweet woman would be able to help me, because how could she help me understand my pain? I mean, everything had hurt since I was very, very young, so I was pretty sure that I understood my pain. But as we got talking, we found out that my problem wasn't really to understand my pain. My biggest problem was the resentment that I felt towards my mother for not having taken care of my medical issues when I was a child, and other things that she did to me in my childhood, and sometimes still is doing to me, because of the person she is. And I've learned and accepted that I can't change her. And if I can't change her, then I've accepted that she is who she is, and then it is my job to take care of me and David, and say, no, Mama, this is not gonna happen. No, I'm not gonna get in the car to help you just because you demand I'll be there in 2 minutes, So that therapist did a lot of good for me. I also jokingly say that she broke me, because before I started at the pain clinic, I never really cried, only if people died or stuff like that. I mean, you could say basically anything to me, or you can show me, I don't know what, on TV, and I will be, okay. I wouldn't be hurt by it. But now, today, I mean, I cry every time we watch a television show or a movie or something, and something happens, If people have to say goodbye forever, or a person dies, or, people quit their jobs and have to say goodbye to their co-workers, and I know this is a movie or it's a TV show, I cry every time. My emotions are so raw. So I jokingly say that she broke me. But in reality, she just got me in touch with my emotions again, because I was blocking out my emotions for the most part. So, yeah. Then I finally got my disability in 2015. So that was more than 5 years of having no income. That was rough, and I'm so grateful that we got through it, David and I, even stronger. We came out on the other side with a stronger relationship than before, because we went to hell and back more than once. So, yeah. So that's basically my sob story, my life story. There is a lot more to it, but then I would end up talking here for like 7 hours. So I would rather, if you... Hi, Oscar. He's at the door. If you have questions about anything, about Klippel-Feil syndrome or me or anything, I would really prefer if you would ask me. You know, that'll be a lot easier to answer instead of me trying to figure out what you want to know. So, yeah. Ask away. I don't tend to say that I don't want to answer questions. I really like when people, you know, ask rather than guessing themselves. So, yeah. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do the audiobook video. Because, again, as the perfectionists I am, I want to make it perfect and yeah. It isn't as easy as I made it out to be. Or really, maybe it is easy and I'm just making it hard. I'm not sure. So, yeah. How many of you single plays like I do? I think maybe when I start on my licensed diamond painting that I will begin to try multiplacing more, because I know that the grid field will, be up for it. I never know with these cheaper diamond paintings that I got. I never know if they will be able to multiplace on them, because I did try. I think it was on my pomegranate diamond painting, and I used my tool placer, and basically every time that I put down 2 diamonds, there would be enough room for another diamond in these 2 little grids. So I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So that's the problem with some of these AliExpress diamond paintings. But I didn't know better in the beginning of my diamond painting career, and now I do. So, yeah. So, which is why I've decided, I want to get rid of all my AliExpress diamond paintings before I begin the other ones, so that I know I will finish them or get them done, because I bought them because I like the paintings, the pictures on them, and I think there's only one of the pictures that I really know is stolen art. And that's the Randall Spangler one that I bought. I didn't know that it was stolen art at the time that I bought it. I didn't know. So I'm like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it, and then not do it again. I have bought 2 other Randall Spanglers from Diamond Art Club, and I'm looking forward to making them, and then know that he'll get compensated. Which is also why, I'm not buying from the Danish diamond painting shops, because they are not licensing. They don't carry licensed diamond paintings. I have tried asking, several of them, and I just never get an answer. And then when I look around on their website, I'm pretty sure that they're not licensed because, you know, if you do a Randall, for instance, if you do a Randall Spangler diamond painting, you know that a 40 by 50 won't be enough to make, like, for instance, a universe in a jar, right? That one will never be good in a 40 by 50. You just know that. So that's why I'm pretty sure that they're not licensed. And I won't be buying from them. I think it's sad that we don't have a diamond painting company in Denmark who does licensed artwork. I would love it if that happened. But nope. But I know that we have, is it Carrot.art in Germany that carries licensed diamond painting, and I know there are others in Germany as well. You won't ever see Diamond Painting Deutschland paintings from me again. Well, maybe I will do a video about why and then show you why, because I had this totally bad experience with them, and they pretty much made me the problem. And you know, it's easy to say you have good customer service when everybody is happy and I don't know what. But if you treat your customers bad when they have issues, then you don't have good customer service, in my opinion. And I know that a lot of people are happy with Diamond Painting Deutschland. I'm very much aware of that, and I'm happy for these people. I mean, you all deserve to have good experiences, but I'm the kind of person that I don't forgive easily, you know. They really, really didn't treat me well, so why would I put a lot of money in their hands? Because I would be afraid that it would happen again. So, yeah, you won't see them here. That's for sure. I wish to try craftily, one day. I would love to try one of the diamond paintings. I just have to figure out how much they charged for shipping to Denmark. Because in a Danish diamond painting group, someone mentioned that they had to pay like 400 or 500 kroners, which is, I don't know, 70 or $80, I think. It's a lot of money. Just for shipping, and then you have to pay for the diamond painting on top of that. And then I think even on top of that, you have to pay that, and then the fee for not having paid that when you bought the painting. And that fee is $22. So it would be quite expensive. So I have to look into it. You know, maybe see if they have changed something up so that they maybe pay the VAT or something. Maybe. I don't know. But I would love to do a craftably and get one of the tubes. I think the tubes are so cool. Especially the purple and the pink ones. I know you can buy, I think they're called crafting tubes. You can buy those on the internet. But I've only found them in black, you know? And I think the craftably ones are cool. I also know that Mary's diamonds ship to Denmark now. That's pretty new, so I have to look into that as well. How much they charge for shipping and if they take care of that as well, or if it will be again $22 fee and then 25% VAT on top of the price. It's so crazy that it has to be so expensive. And I really do understand why so many people from Denmark pay their diamond paintings off from AliExpress, because when you buy from AliExpress, they take care of that. Plus, that the diamond paintings are cheap. I mean, I paid, for this diamond painting, I paid around 200, just under 300 kroner, which would be what, $40 or something? Yeah, maybe. So, you know, that's cheap. Then, of course, you have Diamond Art Club, who also pays for that and stuff like that before they ship them. So, I pay more for my Diamond Art Clubs than you Americans does, because of the VAT. But the good thing is there will be no fee because it's paid. So, yeah. You know, I'm still so happy that I've gotten so many followers, and I know that some of the big channels are like, oh, that's so cute, you have less than 200 subs and you say that's a lot. But to me it is a lot. I mean, we all start from scratch, right? So I wish that one day maybe I will get as many, yes, Oscar, as many subs as, I don't know, Rachel Ray, Katie from Diamonds and Washi and something like that. You know, that would be amazing, really, really amazing. But at the same time, I know that may not happen because, well, first off, this is not a 100% diamond painting channel. This is also, it will be knitting and my cats and, you know, my life in general. And I will try to tell people about Klippel-Feil syndrome and, you know, stuff like that in my life, you know. So I know I would have gotten more followers and more subs if I had done only diamond painting and that's it. And also, my biggest issue, maybe you can say, is I don't have the funds to pay diamond paintings regularly. I don't have the funds for it. And to me that is okay. But, I mean, how many people in the end will find it interesting that I don't have new diamond paintings to share every week? I am trying to figure out how I can do unboxings, because I really want to do unboxings of the ones that I have. And yes, I will also unbox my AliExpress ones and then explicitly tell people that they are from AliExpress and that I didn't know better at the time. But, you know, I won't hide them. I will of course say that I know that it was wrong. But then again, China has other copyright laws. So if you ask them, they're not doing anything wrong. And I had at the time no idea that it was stealing. And the funny thing is, really, when I think about it, to me it's logically that I don't share my knitting patterns. I don't take a picture of a pattern and put it out on the internet. A lot of people use Pinterest, and here is it. The funny thing is, a lot of people talk about copyright issues and how you should do only licensed diamond painting and other stuff. Do you know that, like, Pinterest is filled with stuff that has copyright on it? There are so many knitting patterns and crochet patterns and sewing patterns and, bead patterns, for these little perler beads that you can put on and then iron. There are so many patterns on there that are copyrighted that you can just go in and find. So when you use Pinterest, you basically say that it is okay to not follow the copyright laws. So I don't use Pinterest. I don't use it because I don't condone that they steal knitting patterns and other sort of patterns. So, sometimes I'm like, how could you not get it that the diamond paintings that you were looking at and found amazing were stolen? And, today I'm like, how did you not get that? But yeah, maybe I was just not thinking that could have been the problem. Maybe that was the issue. I wasn't really thinking straight. So, yeah. But now I do. And now I want to purchase licensed diamond paintings. I just won't be able to buy as many. Which is why I like to buy big diamond paintings. Because then I will have more fun for a longer time with the diamond paintings. I purchased the Druid this Saturday from Diamond Art Club. That one is over 100 centimeter in length. And it will take me a while, I know that, but that's the good part, because I have fun for a longer time, Look at all these checkerboard pattern here. I think it looks so good when you have this checkerboard. So the issue is on this last row that you have a lot of dark colors. Can I maybe... I think there's... Yeah, it gets a little better, but this dark color that I'm doing here, it moves on here and it goes on all the way across the bottom of the painting, because it has, like, a rounded dark area around the painting. She's in a sphere, sort of. Yeah, I will show you the diamond painting soon. I just have to finish it, and then I will do my review of it. But I'm pretty satisfied with the entire experience. I really am. I mean, had I gone on being clueless about licensing and stuff like that, I would 100% buy more diamond paintings from this person. I would. Because it's amazing. Maybe I'll make customs from him because the quality is really, really good. So yeah, so I've been yabbing on for about an hour now. Sorry. So maybe I'll stop here. But before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below. You know, all the YouTubey things that we like you to do, because it helps the algorithms find my channel. Okay? Good. So, yeah. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. See you. Have a good one.